What's up? Welcome back to Violet Eyez Tarot. I am Vika. I will be doing the Scorpio lunar eclipse horoscope sign by sign, so you can look at your sun sign, rising sign, and we're gonna go ahead and start with Aries. Okay. So for you, this eclipse is happening in your 8th house, ruled by Scorpio. The moon there will be opposing Sun and Taurus in your 2nd house. So for you, this is a lot about letting go of past. A lot of you will either have reached a stage in your trauma healing, or if you've been putting in the work and going to therapy, you'll be reaping rewards from that, or you'll be reaching a new plateau of understanding as to why a lot of those things might have happened to you. For a lot of other people though, they're really barely getting started in things like sobriety, starting to go to a therapist, or starting to be interested in videos like this about astrology, maybe other shadow work, Carl Jung. So for you, Aries, this all is going to be a great opportunity to pack all that baggage up and, understand it and take what you can that's of value from it and use that as your stepping stones for this next level, for the new you, for being reborn. As I was getting dressed for this video, I don't know why I had a little meltdown about what to wear, and it's springtime, so I wanted to wear something kind of light, but then something was telling me no, I have to wear black because for me, since I'm a Scorpio, I feel like part of me has died. So I'm kind of wearing black to say, yep, goodbye to that old Vika, and nice knowing you, but this is a new me, this is a new phase of me. And although we never want to completely ignore where we came from, we do want to process it, and we do want to it's gonna change your world. It's gonna change the people you surround yourself with, the groups you frequent. And I know for a lot of people, especially for you, Aries, that can be hard. It can be hard for Aries to let go of who they were. I feel like a lot of Arieses that I know feel the need to always be that person they once said they were gonna be. And Mars rules Aries, but Mars also rules Scorpio, so you have to be able to let go of who you were. Take a chance and let your beliefs spin, and that could even it could even bring you new opportunities for work, and it could even align you with all these, with the new you. It could even align you with better opportunities for money making. And this is, even if you have been doing the work, like I said, you're reaching a new plateau, and the work has really just, like, maybe you're just become aware of it, but this is a life's work. The spiritual work is a life's work. So that's what I have for you, Aries. You could always find some type of freedom or liberation within your spiritual work, and remember that you're always have to stay in between and build a bridge between that world and this world until you can align it so that it won't be so painful to come back into the material world so much. And right now you might, feeling like you don't belong with your group of friends. That's not a coincidence. It's probably a sign to move on, to change the people you frequent, and there's just going to be a lot of cutting away from deep within who you were and the way in which you chose these friends. All right, so for Taurus, Sun and Rising. This eclipse is happening in your 7th house, and the Sun will be in your 1st house. So for Taurus rising, this is a couple weeks ago on the 19th, we had the solar eclipse, and you had it in your 1st house, and now it's happening in the opposite house, in the 7th house of close friends, relationships, marriage, business partnerships, in the other. So a lot of your counterparts will be experiencing a similar change of mind. For you, it may have felt more like a change of identity, but for them is a change of mind, like a change of beliefs, a change of thinking, a change of processing, a new, both of that person might have been staring at the same issue for years, and this eclipse is going to make them think of that same experience in a whole different way. And it's gonna ask for you to be helpful of that, because their changing is only going to impulse and help your own ability to continue with your new identity. I mean, people, when you're with someone, even in friendship, I've had friendships that have lasted years, and it's exciting because even though it might be the same person, they have changed. Some people change completely, and that is always very exciting, because I learn a lot from the same old people, and I end up having different conversations with people that I've known years ago, and that we maybe the both of us were involved in I have a girlfriend that, she's a graph writer, and I used to be a graph writer, and like that's all we talked about. But now we're all, mostly what we talk about these days is like manifestation and spiritual things. So it's really exciting to see how the people that we care about evolve with us. So for you, Taurus, there's going to be a lot of liberation and a lot of cutting away from this like thought patterns, ruminations. Like, what do you get stuck on, Taurus? What are you usually thinking about? And if they're negative things, then it's your partner can even help you to cut these things out. Like you could express some vulnerability and share with your partner, I feel, I don't know, blank, I feel blank, and insert any negative thought, like I feel jealousy, or I feel this, or I feel incompetent. And then your partner will be like, hey, don't like that. You can help each other, and if you don't have a partner, you could always count on those close friends to help you, to help hold you accountable. Where you're gonna be seeing a lot of changes with Pluto in your 10th house. This is just a taste of the beginning. There could be a lot of manipulation in the workplace, both coming from you or from the people you work with. You could be dealing with some very powerful figures in authority, and just remember that your hard work, the work that you should maintain, is with your friendships, with your alliances, because you want to make sure that you are, first of all, you have to be authentic, but then like letting yourself be known in the way that you truly are with your coworkers, then that'll help you to to back yourself up, because this Pluto in Aquarius can be a little bit, we're not really sure in what way it's going to manifest in your life. And it's not just going to manifest in one way, but it's like a prism where, 1 minute you're the manipulative one, the other it's your boss or something. But your passion I feel like for a lot of Tauruses, they're really gonna find passion in what they do. They're gonna find a lot of passion in their career, which is gonna further help them with their identity and with their power and self. And just keep remembering to, you know, to make room with this busy work life. Also make room for your spirituality. You know, sacrifice that half hour of sleep and do what you have to do in the morning, whatever spiritual practice you have. And you may also reap a lot of rewards from artistic, and remember your pleasure. And it's gonna be so easy for you to get caught up in the work life that you still have to remember to have fun. And you can always do things with co-workers. Like I'm thinking of like paint night and things like that, where you could socialize, get your creativity on, and, you know, kind of like you make the best use of your time. All right, so for Gemini sun and rising. Okay, so for you, this lunar eclipse in Scorpio, it's gonna be happening in your 6th house of, health, routine, your day-to-day work, where people that work for you, or pets. So for a lot of you, this will be opposing the North Node in your 12th house. So I feel like a lot of Geminis have been Geminis have been going through a tough time, and they, you know, in my tarot readings, I have been pulling some very dark, like, stuff for Gemini, which is, it's a little bit odd because, you know, Gemini is known to be very airy and light and very good at that small talk. So for Gemini, and Mercury's here in your 12th house, so right now you could even be like speaking, singing, or otherworldly type of poetry or songwriting, or even just while you're talking with a friend or a lover, you know, you're in conversation talking about your day, and next thing you know, something comes out that you're like, whoa, like where did that come from? But pay attention to those things, because those are gonna be the things that keep you in the right, you know, that keep you in the right direction, where you're truly headed, where you are wanting to go. And I know Gemini like to get on the phone and do all that talkity talk with their friends, and a lot, you know, that helps a lot. People are our mirrors, so take a chance on, you know, the people that are close to you, and trust and be vulnerable. For you, Pluto in Aquarius is in the 9th house of beliefs, of higher education, of places abroad. So if you've been, you know, thinking about all this darkness could have brought you to a whole new belief system. It could have brought you to this video, could have brought you to a mantra, and it's all very beautiful. You know, this is the path that just keeps unfolding, and it's very exciting to see what is coming out of it. So definitely put your passions into learning and into digging more into these the way other people and other people in foreign places from wherever you are from, how do they talk with God? How do they connect spiritually? You know, you don't have to get married to one religion or to one school of thought. You are free to explore, you know, and you are gonna have to be the ultimate authority that holds that, you know, that discerns, say this is what works for me, and you know what, maybe I like a little bit of this and I like a little bit of this, and I'll keep some of the stuff from spiritual stuff from which I grew up with. And that's awesome. You know, you are the one that decides what you value and what you don't value. And you know, I know it can be for a lot of Geminis, if you have kids out there, I mean, who knows? You know, I don't know. I mean, the world has changed. I don't know. I mean, the world has changed. 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 I me and it's okay to kind of like, you know, try new things, because your home life will reap the rewards. And don't listen to the outside. Don't listen to, oh, you know, like, I feel like I can like almost see somebody telling you, don't confuse your children with all these religions or with all these gods. And I feel like the more you expose a child to, look, this is the variety, this is how so many people see things, it can it'll just broaden their, you know, their view. I don't, you know, for positive, I see more positivity in it than the other. So for you, Gemini, you're, you know, maybe it was an illness that brought you here. Maybe it was an illness that brought you here to this spiritualness, and you're maybe having to shut the door on the way you think about medicine, the way you think of, you know, take a new way home. Take a new way home. It helps with preventing Alzheimer's, but it also helps with, it's just, it's nice, and it could change. It's like the flutter of a butterfly can change the whole thing. So that's what I have for you, Gemini. Hope all goes well, and blessings to you. Okay, so now with Cancer rising, this eclipse is happening for you in your 5th house of love, passion, sex, creation, artistic, as well as life force creation, babies. And so there's gonna be a lot of healing that you could do with your artwork. There's gonna be a lot of changes in how you relate with your lover, and how you bring them in to your friendship group. So there's a lot of, you know, the North Node and the eclipse that happened on April 19th was in the 11th house of friendships, partnerships, which for you has always been pretty steady. Like you're very fixed on that, since Taurus is the ruler of your 11th house. But with Uranus here, you might have noticed that it's been quite a few years that something has been happening with your circle of friends. So how are you choosing these groups? Is it your partner? Is it your interests? Is it your creative pursuits that choose your friends? Or what exactly is it that helps you choose what people you surround yourself with? And in the Spanish horoscope, because I don't have a written script for this, so, you know, I'm just reading the energies. And sometimes when I do them in Spanish, I'm tapping into a whole, it's kind of a different consciousness. But here with you, I do see some correlation. And there's a journaling prompt that I got for Cancer in Espanol, which was, all right, it was, I think, 2 of them. It was how do I choose my friends, and what is this friendship doing for me? And also on your lovers, you could do something like, why do I blank? You know, why do I look for this type of lover? Why do I do this type of project? Why, you know, why did I want to have a kid? Or why do I want to have a kid? So for you, this will bring a lot of rewards and abundance in your mind. It could give you mental clarity. Right now, you have Lilith in your 1st house. So, you know, I was born with this placement. So Lilith in the 1st, and Lilith in the 1st can be very, I feel like people think People can be very turned on by you, like right away. You have this sex appeal even when you're not trying. And you also have this kind of like, people tend to like to outcast you. Even if you're in a room full of other people that are into the same things that you are, you will still feel outcasted. So it can be a tough thing, but the good use that I've gotten from it is that being independent, even from my friends, like I have a lot of friends that are into things that are completely different than me, but I like that and I learn from them, and it also gives me an independence within my field to go ahead and make myself the authority. So in what ways, Cancer, are you being autonomous? In what ways, are you are you being independent, like an independent thinker, or that woman that can just be in one, male or female, that person that can just be kind of independent and use this last bit of the North Node in Taurus to go ahead and build something for yourself. And I'm not saying like stop talking to your friends, I'm just saying like just enjoy it, enjoy it while it lasts and reap the good sides of this Lilith in the first house. Now you're having Venus in the 12th house. So for you, it's been in the past year, during the past year, there was Mars in the 12th house, which could be very intense because it's walking you through your shadows, through the deepest, it's like, it reminds you of the dark night of the soul, the 12th house. So it can be both rewarding but a little bit scary. And Venus being there, I feel like it's bringing the value of what you've been through this past year, and what golden nuggets you can find from that space. Now your shadows that you do have to watch out for during this eclipse is with the shadow in the 5th house of sex and Lilith, you having that sex appeal. It's kind of like, and then Pluto and Aquarius in your 8th house. It's like, wow, taboos, a lot of taboos, a lot of shadows. And you are the master of your life. You do what you believe. Like I said, you make yourself the authority, but be conscious of why you're doing what you're doing and why you're choosing the partners that you're choosing, because it could appear to be new and exciting and kind of hot because it goes against the norms of what society thinks. But try to look at your sexual relationships right now try to look at them at the very core and think, okay, like, is this really that new to me in my life, or am I like repeating some type of abuse? Is this an echo of the abuse I experienced as a child? That's another good thought for Cancer. So if you do need to cut things off from your life, people off that they might be toxic love, toxic lovers, you can always rely on your friends. You can always rely on your dreams. And instead of putting that energy into sex, you could be putting that energy for a creative pursuits with this lunar eclipse being in your 5th house. So thank you, Cancer. I hope you have a good eclipse. Take care and make sure you get some rest. Okay, so now moving to Leo, Sun and Rising. Leo, for you, Leo, this eclipse is happening in the 4th house, of friends and family, of family, home, ancestry, mother. Sometimes you can see father in the 4th house too. So for you, it's kind of like where are you kind of, maybe not necessarily like you're not talking to them, but maybe an emancipation from your family of origin. There could be, you know, Jupiter in your 9th house of Aries right now. Maybe some of you have moved to another country, and that could kind of, you know, moving to another country can be, it's more than what people think. And it's not just about the move and unpacking during those whatever first months. No, moving to another country can mean you really are changing the course of your ancestry. Like, you really are changing the food, changing the water, changing the food, the recipes, the type of women or men that your children will be exposed to, and that your bloodline even could change. Like, I'm not saying, like, you know, I am not Hitler, okay? I'm all about mixed races and all that, but it's just something to be aware of. It's just like, wow, you know, like, this is a big important, you know, we all have that power to change the course of our family. And if you're not moving away, maybe it's some type of belief, maybe it's some type of spirituality, some type of school of thought. Maybe you're leaving behind a religion. You're saying, hey, you know what, your whole family maybe has been Christian in the past, and here you are on an astrology video, and it's like, I kind of like this. Or maybe you're looking at people from other cultures and seeing how they express communicating with the higher self. This is definitely going to reap a lot of rewards in your values for the better. So trust yourself, even if it feels like you're you know, maybe you are aware of the impact that you're causing with your ancestry and all that, but just go ahead and keep, you know, be brave and trust yourself always. Check yourself. I think this morning, and very early morning, the I'm not sure what was going on, but I woke up and it was just like, oh my gosh. Like, for those people that have already made the choices, you can feel it. You can feel it this morning. Like, wow, I really did. I chose to do that. And today, I don't want to call it a sobering moment, because it's like, you know, it's not like you made that choice unconscious, but it's kind of like, I'm gonna have to deal with the consequences of this choice. And let's think about the good things, because the good things can be, for example, for you, there can be even better health. There can be better health for you. There can be, you could have changed things for the better to benefit in the future for your family, for your career. You know, this could have, this thing that you have done and changed within your deepest subconscious, or the way of your school of thought, or your family's way of doing things, can really help to impulse you into, it's going to affect all areas of your life as well. And with that being career, since Taurus is ruling your 10th house, Mercury is there, Uranus is there, 4 degrees from Sun. So it's all about new possibilities, different ways. Like, you are being supported by the Sun and Uranus to go forth and, you know, do this, be a trailblazer. Your opposite sign is Aquarius, and that's kind of what Aquarius does. And Aquarius is a little bit weird, you know, because it's ruled by Saturn and Uranus. And I've been paying attention to my mom, and, you know, my mom did leave her home country in Mexico to come over here. And she was, how old was she? I think she was 23 or 24. And yeah, like, I don't, you know, I mean, I have gone back, but I just think of my mom, how strange that she's a very, like, law-abiding citizen, but I'm like, yeah, but you came to another country, and I'm not gonna get into the details of that. She is a citizen now, but it's just odd how Aquariuses can hold that Saturnian, I'm gonna put the work in to do this crazy thing. So it's kind of like, it's kind of like that, you know. For you, I feel like this eclipse is it's kind of closing the ways, a lot of ways in which you've internally done things in the past, and to where you're now doing them completely different. Could be a lot of good things coming out of your friendships, so you could rely on your friends. Juno here in your 11th house. You know, maybe you married your friend, I don't know. You know, there's a lot of good things that can come out from even like partnering up with a good friend for a project. And with Lilith here in your 12th house of what I'm calling the dark night of the soul, that's what I'm that's how I'm thinking of the 12th house now. And with Jupiter Chiron having been in the 9th house, you know, they're slowly separating, but it's just goes back to the whole, yeah, find your independence in your beliefs, find your independence, and find your way out of this cycle through that. Okay, and now for Virgo sun and rising. So Virgo, for you, this eclipse is happening in the 3rd house of mind, siblings, aunts, uncles, and short-term travel. And the sun is opposing the moon in the 9th house of your beliefs, faraway places, higher education. So you know, how does an eclipse happen? A lunar eclipse. So the lunar eclipse, in order for the lunar eclipse to happen, it needs to be the sun, then there's the earth, and then behind the earth you have the moon. So the 3 of them have to align for this. That's, you know, the eclipse is lunar eclipse is because the earth is shadowing the moon. The moon is coming into the prenumbral shadow of the earth. So the moon representing our mind, and it being in the 3rd house, that is also ruling, you know, thoughts. Mercury ruled house, but right now it's, you know, that's where your Scorpio is. You are changing the way you think. There is a whole new floor in the elevator below B. What is below B level? Oh my gosh, and I'm thinking of the movie Inception, where, you know, where they hit the I'm not gonna give away any spoilers if you haven't seen it, but if you haven't seen it, come on, it's been years. But I don't know how old the people are that are watching my channel. So Inception, so they're in this elevator where they're traveling through the subconscious, and it's like, what's the deepest, darkest level? Something down there is changing. Something down there is, you know, last April 19th, we had the solar eclipse and the opposite of this house. So perhaps, could it be that your spiritual beliefs have brought you to a new level of your subconscious, or that reaching this new level of your subconscious, having done the work there, saying, okay, this is what happened to me. Maybe you recovered some, you know, repressed memories. Maybe you have been going to therapy. And how has that, closing that and packaging it away, helped you to elevate your mind to higher dimensions? And for you, Virgo, this is, you know, obviously this is gonna affect the way you are, your persona, and it is gonna be for the better. There could be a, you know, it can be tough, like you're taking a gamble on this higher education thing for people who are going to college. You know, maybe you decided that this is not gonna be what you do, and you're taking a chance on that. And I see a lot of people trying to make their passions their work, and then with Pluto being your 6th house of work, it also says like this is a, you know, this is a, like a glimpse into what is possible for you. And you may be cutting off from a lot of the people who you no longer associate yourself with. And perhaps these people did have to do with, you know, they maybe encouraged negative thought patterns. Maybe they encouraged doubt. Maybe you tend to go to somebody for advice, and that person's always making you doubt your decisions, instead of telling you, yes, I think whatever you think is right, because you should be able to have your own independence, even from your friends. And maybe you have found a lot of nurturing from your friends in the past, but there always comes a time to where you gotta cut the umbilical cord. And a lot of our friends can become that mother figure, that figure of mother who authorizes us to do something or to not do something. So where in your life are you cutting away with those people so that you may be able to reach newer, you know, the North Node in the 9th house, it's like you can reach higher levels of belief, new beliefs, affirmations, things that ways of thought that were not available to you as a child. And also it's the beginning of, maybe you're relating to people that are older than you, younger than you. You can always learn from them. Always learning from people that are younger and older, because the people are mirrors for us. They're mirrors, and if we're not actually learning from them, we can at least see ourselves in them. Okay, Virgo, so I wish you luck, and just keep believing in yourself. Trust your intuition, trust your gut, trust thyself, Virgo. Libra, lunar eclipse, horoscope, Libra, sun and rising. Okay, Libra, for you, this eclipse is happening in the 2nd house of money. It's opposing the sun in the 8th house of death, taboo, sex, the occult. And so for you, it is the, what values did you have before, and what values do you need to hold on to, especially today, where there's a lot of things that people are saying it's okay to do this, it's okay to choose that, you can choose whatever you want to be. And I personally don't resonate with a lot of that. And I have a very close friend, and we might actually stop being friends because I don't share the same values that she shares. I don't believe that people can just change their gender like that. You know, I believe that that we were born with the gender we were born in, to learn about what it's like to be in that energy and whatever challenges it does bring. I know there's people that say that they feel more like a man inside and they wish to change to be a woman, but maybe that is the challenge of this lifetime. It's to embody your feminine energy, to embody that yin energy. And for you, Libra, there's gonna be a lot of, you know, in this world of like, to me, it's a lot of too much freedom. Where are you gonna put the boundaries? You know, you're gonna have to be the one then that you're gonna have to really set your values, to really say, okay, this is what I'm okay with, this is what I will not take. I once had a partner that said he never dated anyone 3 years older or 5 years older or 5 years younger, and I had never even thought of doing something like that. But this is what I feel with you in this energy, with, you know, your values. You're gonna have to really set your values and make them known, make your values known to people, so that you attract somebody that's truly resonating with you, and you're not just getting somebody that looks like what you want, and later you find out something else. I also see a lot of with Pluto being in your 5th house. I mean, setting your values can help you have a guideline, because Pluto in the 5th house, it can be tough. It can be for love and sex, which is the 5th house is that house. And Pluto being there, Pluto will change things. Pluto will destroy things. Pluto will transform. So